Okay, so today I'll be talking about my stock market final. So a basic overview that happened throughout this semester, the final project was that I finished with the portfolio value of roughly $106,700, and I invested in many industries. The worst performing stock that I had was AMC, and that was when I invested in some of the movie industry. Um, I regretted it after a while because it was on a decline because of the COVID-19 and struggled financially. There were many reports, including some reports on Robinhood, which is another source I used during this project, that said AMC could have rebounded once they allow people back into theaters. Once I bought AMC, they continued to drop at a fast rate, and I ultimately lost more than $1,000. The company fluctuated throughout the semester. At one point, stocks were up to about $7, but then dropped to as low as $2.50. This company is one company that hindered my performance in the stock market since it brought my portfolio down. If I decided not to buy AMC and invest that money somewhere else further, then I would have most likely finished higher on the stock market contest rankings, and I lost over $1,000. And it was definitely my worst performing stock that I invested in. On the flip side, the company that I invested in that made me extremely happy was Snapchat. During the time that I had Snapchat, stock shot up, and I was able to make a couple $100. The reason I decided to invest in Snapchat was because of a source that I use called The Motley Fool. Some sources and tools that I used to help me make decisions to buy stocks were Yahoo Finance, The Motley Fool, Robinhood, and Investors.com. I use a couple others, but I only use it for like one or two stocks, and I didn't really use it for most of this semester. For you, Yahoo Finance, it was probably the most reliable source out of these. The reason this was the most reliable is because of the different tools it was able to provide on the site. For example, there are different tabs that show gainers, losers, and most active, and other tabs as well. This was very helpful because it can distinguish which companies are best to buy when I am deciding to invest. Another reason why Yahoo Finance was very reliable is because it has a scale of experts who recommend when to buy, sell, or hold. I tend to look at the scale when making my final decision, and most of the experts that recommend when to buy usually have been right, which has led me to make profit in certain companies throughout the semester. I prefer the site the most, and I usually go to Yahoo Finance after checking other sources to help me invest in companies. Next is The Motley Fool. The Motley Fool is one of the top sites I used as well because it was the top link I went to on how the market works, because it had all the lists below when I was looking through that site. It was able to show which stocks are best to buy at current times and show small companies I expect to grow over time. Not only did I use this source to help me with the stock market project, but as well as personally investing in stocks outside the contest. This site was the first one I looked at when getting into stock market. I used the second most under Yahoo Finance. The Motley Fool was very reliable and helped me better understand the stock market. Third is Robinhood. I currently use Robinhood for trading in my own time. It doesn't have really much to it, but it's still reliable. And one reason why it was reliable is because it gives users news updates about the stock they're investing in. When I invested in AMC, Snapchat, and Eros STX Global, it would give me updates on the companies. This helped because I was able to get notifications that would give me feedback, and based on the feedback, I would either hold a stock or sell. There was another feature that was like just like Yahoo Finance. It would show when to buy, sell, or hold. I spent a lot of my time on this app, which led me to being able to check updates daily. And then lastly, Investors.com. I'll use Investors.com a couple times, but it was very reliable in certain times. I used it because I was researching which stocks to buy, and the site popped up as one of the top on one of the on Google, and this site writes articles of stocks and goes into detail on what is projected for that specific company. It usually show which best stocks to buy during months, and especially when I was going through November and December and October, it would show which stocks are projected to go up. Although this source helped in the situation, I would prefer this one the least due to the limited amount of features and time I spent on this particular site. My expectation from beginning to end, coming into this project, I believed I would make more profit than I would actually make. I believe that I predicted that I would make about $50,000 off trading, but I ended up only making roughly $7,000 in total. I did not have that much experience in the stock market, but now that I do, my prediction was not the best one. My initial thought was that I would make a large amount of profit and finish as one of the top in the class. I struggled throughout the semester and tried to make it back over zero, but most of the time I was below zero, but I'm happy that I was able to finish above. I did not expect myself to invest in some of the stocks during the semester. At the beginning, I thought I would invest in large companies, Apple, Tesla, Walmart, but most of the stocks I gained profit from were small stocks that only went up a couple cents per day or even sometimes weeks. As time went on throughout the semester, I was able to learn more about how the market works. The sources I found were helpful, especially at the beginning when I didn't have much knowledge about the stock market at all. And by the end of the contest, I believe I learned more than I thought I would coming into this semester. And that's it.